present a paper of experimental research on surface roughness and tool life on the machining of alloy steel. Here, tool life is most important parameter for the machining process of alloy steel, because whenever we are going to increase the tool depth, we can say the depth of cut, the machine, the tool which may be wear and tear, so that here we are going to research on surface roughness as well as tool life on machining of alloy steel. Now here, for that purpose, milling, the main material selection for the CNC milling machines. Now here, selection of milling machining criteria, parameters, selection of appropriate tools, obtain data from the tool life, and here implementation of experimental 3:3 orthogonal array, selection appropriate cutting parameters which they are in levels, and creating statistical models, ANOVA software. After that, evaluation of result with the conclusion. Thank you.
Greetings. This is Aditi Panda, and I will be presenting a paper on immersive learning of virtual reality teaching for enhancing English speaking skills. English has a profound importance, particularly for the status of lingua franca, and individuals who are very proficient at English is considered to have a kind of self-confidence and self-esteem, and they attain professional success as they are able to persuade others, present their ideas, negotiate, and lead teams. Talking about the technology coming into the picture, when technology in teaching English has come up, it has got some fruitful results, and it has been imbibed in the Indian classrooms as well. These are some researches which I have taken for examples. These researches clearly show that technology has got a profound importance when we talk about enhancing any language speaking skill. CALL and MALL are the recent ones that we have in our Indian classrooms, that is computer assisted language learning and mobile assisted language learning. They are quite fruitful in their results, but they have some disadvantages, and the disadvantages are the call is not tailored properly as per the requirement of the students, and in MALL we are facing some distraction issues. So here I am proposing a VR model that can help students to enhance their speaking skills. In the first step, what we can do is we can have a need analysis so that we know the target learners, their learning requirements, and even the VR requirements, because in VR we would need a VR set for the students. In the step 2, we can start actual designing of the program material and setting up the teaching objectives. In the step 3, we can go for the actual teaching learning process, and the fourth would be observation. If the outcomes are achievable, whatever we have decided in the objectives, then it is fine, we can go with the model. But if there is any kind of mistake in it, then we can always revise the model. These are some of the benefits if we incorporate VR into speaking skills. It will give an immersive environment for the students to practice the language. It will reduce the anxiety and fear as they are not thrown into the real world scenario. That's why. Third would be personalized and interactive feedback, as they can talk to the board that they can see on the VR headset. They would also understand some subtle cultural nuances through this interaction. It will enhance engagements also, and it would be a safe environment for making mistakes, and the performance can be tracked. So these are certain benefits that we can have. To conclude, I would say that VR represents a paradigm shift in language education that we are having right now. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Dr. Kajal Solanki, Assistant Professor, Brahmanand Group of Colleges, Chaprda, Gujarat. Today's my presentation topic is a financial performance analysis of telecommunication service provider companies in India, a comparative review. This is the content of my presentation. Introduction, objective of the study, sampling, source of data, data analysis and tools, limitation, conclusion and references. India is correctly the second largest telecom market in the world with 1,199.20 million phone subscribers as of March 2024. Over the past 10 years, the country has seen rapid expansion in its subscriber base. According to a report written by GSM Association and Boston Consulting Group, the Indian mobile economy is expanding quickly and will increase the country's GDP. This is the objective of the study. The major objective of the study was to analyze the profitability performance of 5 telecommunication service provider companies in India, to measure the profitability performance of selected telecommunication service provider companies, to compare the profitability status of selected companies, to understand the financial health of telecommunication service provider companies. Sampling. For the study, the 5 telecommunication service provider companies are selected in India. These companies are MTNL, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited. Second is Reliance Communication Limited. Third is Bharti Airtel Limited. And fourth is Vodafone Idea Limited. And fifth is Tata Teleservice Maharashtra Limited. Source of the data. The present study is entirely based on secondary data. Secondary data collect using various secondary data sources like various websites, various report, research paper, books and etc. Secondary data analyzed using financial and statistical tools like ratio analysis, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum. Next, limitation of the study. The study is mainly based on secondary data sources. The study is limited to only 5 selected telecommunication service provider companies. The data covered the 5 years 2019 to 2023. This is the conclusion of the study. Financial performance analysis is a useful tool for identifying a company's strengths and shortcomings as well as for anticipating its short and long-term goals. The profitability of industries is inversely correlated with their liquidity position. This study indicates that Bharti Airtel Limited has the highest net profit and return on assets values and MTNL has the highest return on capital employed values. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for giving me an opportunity to present a part of my work, and I'm gonna do it now. And here is the work I have, and so you can see the topic which I'm planning to present here, and I'm giving an insight on the impact of the artificial intelligence on medical diagnostics. It's an initiation where I've started working with the AI on medical diagnostics, where my co-author, my wife, Dr. Srinidhi K.S., is also working on similar modules, and my cousin, Dr. Karatika, is also working the IT line of it. And here is the purpose we are planning to do it. In case of the modern medical diagnosis, we primarily rely on evaluating digital images for getting sickness, but the exact way how it has to be done is based on the uh, it has to be done should be based on the way to execute the artificial intelligence which has been effectively applied to the medical picture for evaluation and allowing a reliable assessment to be computed in automatic fashion, as well as the relieving problem for the physicians with some effort to lower the level of diagnostic error and the speeding up process to rectify the illness for diagnosis as well as the prognosis. So the result involved is the medical image processing based artificial intelligence systems or a hot issue of research because they employ cutting edge computational algorithms for prediction, diagnosis, and treatment. And in case of the planning of treatment and the significant impact in decision making is also performed. And it's not a conclusion, it's only the extension. That likewise, they say the endless aspect. The modern AI approaches do have the concepts of machine learning, deep learning, which are used in healthcare to help in the signal when the sickness diagnosis. The sickness is diagnosed based on the signal. So the keywords which we have here are the concept of diagnosis, prognosis, sickness, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. And once again, I would like to thank everyone for giving me an opportunity and well, thanks a lot for listening to me and we can go ahead with the further.
A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Pankaj Sharma. I consider myself lucky to be presenting the paper in this international conference. Introduction. India is at a turning point in its history. The 21st century can be India's century as the country pole vaults into the future confident of its capabilities. It is the fifth largest economy in the world today and by most estimates will be the world's third largest economy by 2027 as its GDP crosses US trillion by 2047. India is capable of becoming a US $30 trillion economy with the quality of life of a developed nation. It will be a Viksit Bharat. In 1947, we inherited a nation with a rich and ancient heritage but impoverished by colonization. A country which accounted for over a quarter of the world's GDP till the 17th century was a pale shadow of its original self. While it still had the strength of its culture, traditions and heritage, the immediate task at the hand was to handle the challenges of basic survival. This was the priority for the first 5 to 6 decades after independence. Governments at all levels, be it at the center or in states, were focused on addressing the challenges of poverty, ignorance, and disease. However, there has been a sea change.
I am SUMAN, working as a English lecturer in a private college, Sardar Mahavidyalaya, Gangar, Talai in Rajasthan. I am presenting my research paper in this conference. My topic is on Viksit Bharat, a roadmap to make India a developed country by 2047. How can leverage its potential and implement effective strategy to become a developed country by 2047? Viksit Bharat 2047 represent the government of India's determined vision to make India as a developed country up to its independence in 2047. In 2022 Independence Day speech, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi outlined an ambitious vision for transforming the nation into a developed country by 2047. Viksit Bharat. Its aim to reshape India into a technologically advanced, economically strong, and socially inclusive nation. This paper delves into the various aspects of Viksit Bharat, examining the critical strategy and policies required to achieve these transformations. It highlights a significant progress in green energy, infrastructure development, and socio-economic programs, and discusses the necessary reformation to achieve Viksit Bharat and $30 trillion economic. The goal of achieving $30 billion economic by 2047 is a cornerstone of the Viksit Bharat vision, encompasses a broad vision for holistic development, renovating India into a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable nation. The study explores India's unique opportunities in the context of its demographic dividend, technology advancement, and socio-economic initiatives. Viksit Bharat 2047 initiatives of our government of India led impulse for providing practically suggestion in certain specific aspects, that is education, employability, government norms for remuneration policies in private sector of our nation, and effective administrative relevant to entire countries. The primary objective of our Viksit Bharat 2047 is to metamorphose India into a completely developed country by the centuries celebration of its independence. This all encompasses vision, embraces multiple facts of growth that are economic growth, social progress, environmental sustainability, good governance. Thank you.
Namaste and hello everyone. Greetings of the day. I am Hardik Raninga, research scholar from SAURASHTRA University, Rajkot. I would like to thank you all for your valuable time. We all know very well that with the help of business, it is easy to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Today we discussing about the corporate governance in family business. This study aims to examine whether there are differences in performance between family and non-family firms, taking into Indian corporate governance system. We propose an approach to compare and contrast enterprise with distinct ownership forms. This research presents that ownership concentration interact with multiple control mechanisms, including depth or the structure of the labor force. We also discovered that the link between ownership concentration, board composition, depth or performance differs among family businesses. The findings of a global model support the previously predicted evidence of developing markets that show a much superior improvement as the Indian market concentrated ownership increase. In companies with a distributed ownership structure, different government systems are required to oversee performance. Instance, concentration construction has a favorable impact on company performance. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Kushal Gor. I am from Lexicon and Institute of Management and Leadership and Excellence. My topic of research paper is entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem in India. When I search on this topic, I find that various challenges faced by entrepreneur like entrepreneur face says on funding and and long-term sustainable business. Yes, for that I find a solution. And entrepreneurs first set goals for then entrepreneur must have some must have planning for to implement plan in reality. Entrepreneur should have strategies for implementation, and with this solution entrepreneur can success their business and can and come up with profitability of startups.
Hello everyone, myself is Laljibhai. I am a research scholar and I pursue PhD degree from uh, Department of English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Bhavnagar University, Bhavnagar, and today's my research paper on the role of art in self discovery and mental health in Paulo Coelho's novels. My paper examined the connection between art therapy and mental health as portrayed in Paulo Coelho's novels, particularly in The Alchemist and Britain. By analyzing Coelho's work through the framework of art therapy, this study reveals how creative expressions fosters mental well-being and personal transformation. Through a blend of literary analysis and the therapeutic concept, being and personal transformation. Through a blend of literary analysis and theoretical concept, this paper emphasizes the importance of self-expression in Coelho's narrative and explore its relevance to mental health practice. Paulo Coelho reveals in his novel that frequently delve into profound theme, using a race symbolically storytelling with his exploration of art and mental health, standing out as a particularly meaningful. In his story, art become a powerful tool for self-expression and uh, healing, guiding characters as they navigate and overcome their psychological struggle. The interplay of this theme illustrates how creative activity can promote a personal growth and resilience. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Meghna Nadda, and I have written a research paper titled Youth Empowerment for Viksit Bharat Areas and Strategies. This paper is co authored by Dr. Amrita Sani Sharda. So, what is Viksit Bharat 2047? It is the government initiative to fully develop India till 2047. And my paper talks about how much importance the youth holds in empowering the country to be developed. The key areas which I have focused would be education, skill development, economic empowerment, etc. The current challenges, as we all know, are many which India is facing right now. But in my paper, I have extensively talked about these four challenges which should be dealt with. These are poverty, unemployment, inequality, and social exclusion. Social exclusion, as in of the marginalized communities. All right, next is the research objective to explore how youth can be empowered to contribute to national development, to investigate specific areas where youth involvement can have a significant impact. The key areas which I have focused is education, skill development, economic literacy, integration of technology and AI, empowerment to social services, empowerment to sustainable farming, and political activism. If I talk about education, India today is currently copying the westernized form of education. We know that Thomas Macaulay once came to India. He saw the Indian students sitting in natural settings and studying about concepts, and he was mesmerized by this concept. He wanted to constrict Indian mind in just a classroom, so he gave the concept of classrooms, and we forgot that India was the land of gurukuls. So my attempt in this paper is to request everyone to not expect for a revolution but to expect for a revival back to our basic. Then I've talked about skill development, economic literacy, integration of technology, and how AI is not our enemy but it is there to serve us, and better humans create better AI, and better AI helps humans to become more better. Then there are some recommendations to the government, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Analyzing the trends and the implication of gross and net NPS in scheduled commercial bank and public sector banks, a comparative study between 2017 to 2022. Introduction. Non-performing assets have been persistent challenge for the Indian banking sector, particularly for the public sector banks (PSBs). High NPS impact the financial health and the credit capacity of banks, affecting the broader economy. Scheduled commercial bank (NCBs) and the PSBs have undertaken various measures supported by regulator initiatives like the Insolvency and Bank Corruption Code (IBC) to manage and reduce NPS. This study aims to analyze the trends in gross and net NPS from 2017 to 2022 and assess the effectiveness of these measures in improving assets and quality and financial stability. There are three research objectives. First is to analyze the trends in a gross and net NPS of scheduled commercial bank and public sector banks from 2017 to 2022 to compare the percentage of the gross and net NPA as a proportion of gross advances and the total assets.
Hi, my name is RITUSANJAYKUMAR KODARBHAI. હું મોનાર્ક યુનિવર્સિટીમાં કેમેસ્ટ્રી ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટમાં પીએચડી કરું છું અને મારું ટાઇટલ છે સિન્થેસિસ ઓફ ધ ફિનોથાઇઝિન ડેરિવેટિવ ફ્રોમ 3-aminophenothiazine to thianol and it's the antimicrobial study. Department of Chemistry of the Monarch University. Synthesis of novel phenothiazine was carried out by refusing a mixture 3-aminophenothiazine in the thiol and the 2-hydrophenothiazine 1,4-dianol it's the A-ethanol solvent. With a few drops, the HCl the catalyzes the resulting product and further modified. The using the malonyl and various the aldehydes to produce the library of compounds. The modified the all synthesis compound where characterization 1NH NMR and 13CN-MR, IR, mass spectroscopy and technology. Antimicrobial activities of the synthesis compound were evaluated using the open disc method against the gram positivities. Bacteria search is Schleichholm, Aedes, Bacillus and as well the gram negativities the bacteria including Coils and Proteus bacillus. The keywords of the phenothiazine malodriers antimicrobial activities 3-aminophenothiazine and 2-thiolaldehydes the spectroscopy. 1,2-iclobenzene and the derivatives building block the around then the 115 naturally cross-check the aldehyde solvents of the plant and kingdom. The microbial there are the increasing interesting in biological and were always the scientific the pharmaceuticals and agrochemical industrial because of the protective physiological properties. Where are the result of the numerous opportunities of this one? Phenothiazine is an important class of the nitrogen compounds in the heterocycline compounds which importance of the both chemistry and biology, derivatives, basics number of the ingredients, and the building block the synthesis of the organic solvents. The conductor weights of the phenocyasin derivative are the force of the natural products, and the bacteria of the search of the statements of the competitive fitness of the organization. A number of the synthesis are the someone phenocyasin compound in implicates. Thank you so much.
This paper traces the evaluation of gravitational concepts from ancient Indian scholars like Kannad, Aryabhatta and Bhaskaracharya and connects these insights with modern theories by Newton and Einstein, emphasizing the continuity of intellectual progress. The concept of gravity in the Vedic age is rooted in terms like Gurutvakshan Shakti, which translates to mass attraction force. Ancient Indian scholars including Maharshi Patanjali, Kannad, Aryabhatta, Varahamihira, Brahmagupta and Bhaskaracharya contributed significantly to the understanding of gravity. They describe concepts such as gravitational pull, motion types and the earth attractions, laying the groundwork for early gravitational theories long before modern science. Ancient texts such as Rigveda, Atharveda, Yajurveda and Mahabharata showcases a deep comparison of natural phenomena and cosmic forces. In 1687, Newton introduced the law of universal gravitation, defining the gravitational force between two masses. Later, Einstein's general theory of relativity redefined gravity as the curvature of space-time and caused by mass and energy. From Vedic scholar to Einstein, the study of gravity reveals the progression of human knowledge. By examining the works of ancient Indian thinkers alongside modern scientific theories, we can appreciate the depth of understanding that existed long before gravity was formally defined. This research paves the way for further interdisciplinary studies and potentially inspiring new approaches in fields like physics and space exploration.
Tax structures and indirect taxes in the textile sector, analysis of the direct and indirect tax. Research scholars, Monarch University. The abstract, these research papers provide a comprehensive analysis of the tax structures in the Indian textile sector, focusing on transitions from of the pre-GST indirect tax regime to post-GST frameworks. It examines the complex of the web of the central and state level taxes that existed prior to goods and service tax implementation, highlighting the inefficiencies such as the inverted duty structure. The introduction of the GST in the 2017 was the transformative step and submerging multiple taxes, streamlining tax process. These papers delves into the corrective measures introduced in the January 2022, which resolve the inverted duty structure, particularly in the man-made fibers MMF segments, and it also discussed the impact of the GST on the natural fibers like cotton, silk and wool, which continue to benefit from the favorable tax treatment. And additionally, the study explores how the new GST framework has bolstered export competitiveness of the Indian textile by making the export processes more cost-effective. The paper concludes by offering future suggestions and recommendations, including the further simplification of the tax system, support for the SME, promotion of the sustainable process, and continuous monitoring of the tax frameworks. These insights aim to contribute to the better understanding of the tax dynamics in the textile industry and propose ways to enhance its competitiveness in the global markets.
Hello, I am Zeel Savla, a research scholar from VESIM, Mumbai, and my topic is a study on the impact of 360-degree marketing, a case study of Brooks Running India. So first, just going into the overview of marketing and Brooks. So marketing is where, we use means of marketing for any business, where we are trying to reach more and more customers and getting awareness to them about the product or the business or the service. And coming to Brooks, so Brooks is a American running shoe brand. They have been in the shoe industry since 1914, which is over 100 years, and have specialized into running shoes since 2001. So why this is interesting to study in the Indian market is because Brooks had come into India first in 2017, but they failed because they were not able to create a lot of awareness for the brand, for running in general, and of course the brand being a little high on price, it was difficult for them to market the same. The strategy that they had used was just to create a lot of stores throughout the country. So within a year or a year and a half, it had completely discontinued. Then another distributor, Selection Center Sports by Karthik, got Brooks again in the Indian market, that too in the year 2020, which was during the peak time of COVID. Still, the brand tried to grow in their sales, in their awareness. So initially, what they did was they launched in the Indian market only with 5 models. Even before getting the models into the market, they first started creating awareness in the first 2 months, where they were talking about this brand coming to India soon. Why is this brand important? Which created awareness for the brand. And then they also started creating awareness for running. Why is running important? So the main primary mediums of marketing first were digital platforms, social media marketing like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google. And then once these 5 products were launched first, they saw how that is performing, and then slowly they got more into the market, and then slowly increased the platforms also, like creating more ads, which was for branding and performance, more targeted and data based ads. Also did influencer programs and referral programs, where the runners who are the niche in the market, they will spread about awareness about this in their markets. Got offers, contests, freebies, giveaways and sale, which also helped to get a lot of traction for the brand. Also e-commerce sales like Amazon, Flipkart, Tata Click. Email marketing was done for the specific audience. Localization and personalization in terms of creating local content, our Indian festivals, which is very niche to our market. Customer relation was maintained by answering all the queries, any problems that they had, any issues in the shoe, all that was addressed and taken care of. And then slowly stores were created, and retail store spaces were created in different markets. Then marathon stalls and event sponsorship took place, which was a complete mix of online and offline mediums. So a mix of this and a slow gradual entry into each of the platforms, entry into the market, slowly gradually getting more models helped them to be successful. Hence this is the case study understanding the same, that is the impact of marketing, which is with the 360 degree marketing with reference to a case study of Brooks Running India. Thank you.